All right. We're back for Different Kind of Genius. Once again, I'm the host, Andre Kufe. This time we're back for episode 12. God damn. 12. I even nearly, I forgot about that. And I was just like, woof. But, you know, the drill. It's always someone special. This time it's really someone special.
Is it though, really?
This man's special. This man's come a long way. This man's done a complete 360 since the first day I met him. And he's a sleeping giant at the Geelong rap scene.
Oh, man.
And here he is.
The first time.
Jamie Taylor. Jamie, what's happening?
Yeah, what's happening?
How are you, brother?
What's up?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Are you blessed?
Real good. I'm always blessed.
Yeah?
We are always blessed. We're living, we're breathing. We got roofs. We got this shit. We got food. We got all that shit. Right? So we're always blessed.
Bro.
We are always blessed.
Without half of that shit, we're still going to be all right too.
Well, maybe not the water. Maybe not the water.
Wait, by any means, we'll figure it out.
Absolutely, we've got to. I mean, like even on the clean water subject, like you don't have clean water, you got disease. So let's just hope that never changes.
Big facts. Because
it could, very much so could.
But anyways, I know who Jamie Taylor is. Jamie, who are you? Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Wow. Okay. First of all, I'm a father.
Gang.
That's always first. That will never be second. I've got a beautiful little girl. Her name's Lyric. Did you catch that? Her name's Lyric. Yeah, she's 2.5, and it's one of the reasons why I'm blessed. One of the reasons why I'll always be blessed, because I have her. She's beautiful, and though I don't know if you're a father or you're a parent, because it extends to motherhood as well. You're a father or a parent. There's nothing like it. There will never be anything like it. The feeling of bringing something into the world and teaching them how to grow and teaching them how to love and just teaching them how to be. Because if we never get taught how to be, then we don't be. We're going to be in this world. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Second, most importantly, I'm a fiancé. Shout out my baby, Rebecca. Love you. All good. So, yeah, been with my girl for a few years now. And, yeah, we've managed to build a pretty good life.
You have. You've got a lot to be proud of.
I'm a bit scratchy on the throat. Maybe I need to quit smoking cigarettes. But, yeah, like, built a beautiful life together. Done some beautiful things, and life is good. Life is well for us, like there's not much more to add to that. It's beautiful. And, the third thing that I could add, if I could add anything, is the fact that I'm a Maori of Aotearoa.
You're going to have to explain that a bit more to some people.
I'm a Maori from New Zealand. All right, yeah. So, yeah, I came to this country, beautiful country, Australia, 20 years ago. It was actually on the 27th of July. We're the 2nd of August right now. Mm-hmm. So the 27th of July, 1999 is when I came to this country. Yeah, and it was big when I came here to Australia. Big bright world and everything else like that. But ever since I did come here, it's like I'm always going to miss home.
Mm.
I identify as a Maori, and my whakapapa, my genealogy, my Maori order, and my homeland, it means a lot to me. It's always going to mean the most to me,
What does it mean to you exactly?
It's the blood that runs through my veins.
Mm-hmm.
It's the blood that ran through my father's veins. Rest his soul.
Yeah.
It's it's who I identify as a person, and my people, and the whole lineage of strong warrior people that came before me. It's a touching sort of culture. People always go on about Maoris and stuff like that, especially if you're from Australia. Oh yeah, Maoris, yeah, nah, fucking good blokes, eh? but yeah, nah, I'm part of a select race of people, mm-hmm. and yeah, I cherish that every single day. And of course, we have the best rugby team in the world. Don't you ever fucking forget it.
Big ups to All Blacks.
Big up to the All Blacks. We're never going to forget that. I'm sure as hell not going to forget that. So, yeah. That'd be We'll keep it at 3 things for the who I am part. We might keep it at 3 things for the what I do part 2. We're not to get to that yet, so ask me the question. Go.
Well, fuck. You led me to it. What does a man like Jamie Taylor do?
Well, first and foremost, I'm an MC.
What's an MC?
An MC is a type of rapper, I guess you could call it.
A type of rapper?
A type of rapper, yeah. Because there's a big difference between an MC and a rapper. There's a massive difference there. And it's not something that often gets pointed out unless you know what you're talking about. You know,
tell the people what you're talking
if you're
about.
Part of that hip hop shit. If you're part of that hip hop world, you know what I'm saying. You grow up with that shit. Yeah.
Big ups to Andy in the background.
Big up. Session Life Production, nigga, Mario. Hey.
Wait, Liam, turn that heater off too, bro.
Hey, and then there's Kosi. We can't forget Kosi over there. Shit.
What's up?
We can't forget Liam over there and shit.
Yeah. Feel the man them in the background.
We can't forget Liam. Shout out to all my people in the back. Shout out to all my people in the back.
So wait, bringing you back.
Bringing it back. Sorry.
Difference between rapping and MCing.
Well, okay, so you've got a rapper, right?
Yep.
And this is where a lot of the culture's gone, is with a lot of rappers and shit like that. So like rappers, they rhyme words together and stuff like that, right? And you know, they're good at what they do, and they got bounce and they got flow and whatever not, and you see them, you know, on the gram and shit, being who they are and flashing the cash and lots of fly hoes and whatever the fuck. They don't really say much.
White cunts.
Quiet on the back, see? No, they don't really say much, all right? I was saying it before. I brought up that one line. It was like Rich the Kid. And shout out Rich the Kid. I fuck with Rich the Kid. But like, there's that line, hey, we can fuck little mama, I can lip lock. Gucci spend 100 on some new socks. Could have bought a crib, bought a drop top. I can trust a bitch, just no done. Like, see, that's rapping, right? And it's catchy and it's groovy and it's whatever, but it's in its place. And that man is not saying a lot. Where you've got an MC. Still, I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse. Well, we know where that went. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
He was a man that said some shit. That was a true MC, in my opinion anyway. You could have your judgment, and of course it's all based upon your opinion.
It's all perspective.
It's all perspective.
Wait, just real quick though. You say MC, I understand what MC means, but what does MC mean?
Well, it's the master of ceremonies. You know, an MC is a person with this set of skills with the rapping that wants to force you to think. They wanna get up under your skin. They want to get inside your brain. They want to teach. They want to learn. Like they want to have a message. You know, there's got to be a message there. When you're an MC, it's about what is your message. You know, what are you bringing to the table? And that some of the greatest hip hop that we have is based off of this message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this culture of reaching people and reaching deep inside of them and making them feel like a certain type of way about music, about, you know, putting themselves out there as people, whether they're making themselves vulnerable or not, or whether they're making other people vulnerable with what they say. They get inside your head. You know what I mean? They get into your spirit and they shake it around.
They make you think.
They make you think. They force you to think. And in my opinion, that's the difference between what an MC is and what a rapper is. So I would put myself in the MC category because when I get behind a microphone, shout out the microphone. When I get behind the microphone, I am in a space of mind where I'm wanting you to feel me. I want you to read what I'm putting down on that piece of paper, and I want you to go, oh shit. And it could be something life-changing. I'm not going to say that I'm an MC that says things that are life-changing, but that's my goal. That's what I have in mind. I want people to think and I want people to feel. And it definitely extends further beyond, you know, just saying shit for the sake of saying shit. Like, say something special instead of just letting your mouth run.
Tish.
Tish. Plug.
Yeah, well,
Shameless.
Tell the people what that is. What's that from?
Well, that's from the lead single of my first EP. It's out now. Check that shit. Apple Music, Spotify, wherever the fuck you wish.
What's it called?
It's called The Long Way. All right? And it's pretty much like dichotomizing and like putting my life in a space of I've been from here and I've gone to here, you know, and I've been some places, you know, in my life. And it's the journey of that. It's like within 6 tracks, I tried to capture not just my own personal experience, but other things that I've seen in my life. And I've been able to, you know, justify that with 6 pieces of music. And it's just the beginning, really. I mean, like, if we're going to, you know, go back to all the tracks that I've done in my whole entire fucking life, wow, there's heaps. You know, I've had plenty of releases and stuff like that. I deleted them all off the internet. One, because they're copyright infringement worthy material. Can't really, you know, jack beats and shit like that. That's what a lot of people used to do. We used to jack beats because I didn't have no beats. But now I've got beats because that leads me to the second thing that I do. And I am a producer. Yep. I make the beats for myself.
Okay.
And hopefully some other people too.
The people, you know where to go. If you want a beat, come
hey,
to
bro, if you want beats and shit like that, just listen to my EP because I produced half of that shit myself. So if you like the beats on there, hit me up. I'll do you at a solid price. I'll give you a good price. That's what I do. Good price.
Oh, and thirdly,
I'm a fucking B-boy.
A B-boy?
I'm a fucking B-boy to the death of me.
True?
Absolutely.
True?
Absolutely.
Even I forget that at times too.
Motherfucking death. No, it's because it's the thing that I don't often usually do that much anymore. But it's a part of my culture. I got a fucking tracksuit on right now with some Nikes and some fucking bandanas and shit like that. I'm a B-boy for life, bro. That's my shit. That's always going to be my shit. Actually, Kip's taking over that shit now. Shout out Kip Kong.
Yeah, big ups to Kip. So that's quite a few things. And then like you leave out like the simplicities there in how you work a 9 to 5, you do all that shit as well. Like
well, of course.
That's a lot of things that you're doing, bro.
Well, I got to do that shit. Like I wrote a track about it and put it on my EP. It's called Grown Man Shit. I can't be on no grown man shit if I ain't a grown ass fucking man. Like that's incongruent. You know, that's you know, it doesn't add up. It's just, that's stupid.
Well, what's interesting is, what's a grown man?
What's a grown man?
What's a grown man?
It's a man that takes care of his business.
In what way?
He takes care of his family. He takes care of his people, the people that are around him. He provides, you know. He's responsible. And that's, you know, that's a hard thing to be. And like, I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this right now and be like, Jamie, responsible? Like, we're talking about people from the past and stuff like that. They're going to be like, Jamie, responsible? Because they know a very different type of Jamie. Like, and I wasn't always that way. You know, I was the dude that was scratching for dollars a lot of the time. I was the guy that was, you know, just breezing through life and shit like that. Doing the thing and whatever not. But you could never say I was on some grown man shit or acting like a fucking adult because I wasn't, you know, for a very long period. But like everybody got to grow up sometime. And that's what I decided to do. It's what I was forced to do. I had to do it because I wanted something different out of life. You know, I wanted to be clear in my head. And I wanted to search for things. But yeah, so that's the ground that we're covered right now. I mean, I'm an MC. I'm a producer. I'm a B-boy.
And a father.
And a father.
And a hardworking man.
And a fiance. We haven't got to the hardworking bit yet.
Yeah.
And a fiance. And a Maori. But yes, I do work quite hard. You know, there's 55 hours a week on average, at least, that I work at a job.
So how do you find the time to juggle all that? How do you juggle having a 2.5-year-old? How do you juggle being a rapper? How do you juggle making music?
It's hard. You know what? I get stuck in the middle of that sometimes too because it's you know, it's time management it's a very finite skill. Like you've got to be about your shit and you've got to be clear in the head to truly be well when it comes to time management. You know what I mean?
Bro, I've met so many people and all they'll say about time management is we're forever learning.
Oh yeah.
Forever learning and forever adapting, which is just like, how do you go about that?
Well, how I go about it is delegation. Like you've got to have a certain time for this, then a certain time for this, and a certain time for this, and a certain time for this. You know what I mean? I'm at work, you know, for a lot. So from 4:30 until 7:30 at night, I'm at work. Those are long days. Like if we're including driving and shit like that to and from work, it's 4:30 till 7 o'clock. You know, so I get home, and you know I spend a couple of precious minutes with my daughter and my partner, as you do, and then I go to sleep. That's a lot of the time where it happens, right? And then, say if I have an early day at work, I'll be able to put myself into the position where I can make some music.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, we're talking that's on a Saturday or a Sunday type of thing. You know, when I've got the amount of time sitting there where I'm able to do that shit, that's when I do that shit. You know, but why I stated first and foremost is I'm a father and I'm a fiance is it's a condition of being those two things come first and foremost in my fucking life, that I'm responsible for their needs, you know? And shit, I got a mortgage.
Yeah, big time.
Fucking goddamn mortgage. Shit, I should have said I'm a homeowner too. But yeah, that's another thing, you know, if you've got a banking debit $400,000, you know, you need to
pay that shit.
You need to make sure you pay that shit. And then there's the bills, and then there's putting the food on the table, and then a car fucks up or something like that happens, and then, you know, then there's the clothes you want to buy and shit like that, and all the other shit. Shout out to Ishpig, by the way. That's the man dem. That's the man dem right there.
That be the man dem.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Not that I actually know him or anything like that, but man, I fuck with your clothes, bro. Do I fuck with your clothes? Yes, I do. And I wouldn't have fucked with them so heavily if it wasn't for Different Kind of Genius. Because that was my point of exposure into the world of the Ishpig. You know what I mean? Like, I'd seen the clothing and stuff like that, but then I was like, I was learning about the story, you know?
Yeah.
Of how man started and shit like that, like knitting the beanies and whatever not. And like, it just drew me in and was like, this is like whole cultural shit right here that you're doing. It's a movement, this brand of clothing. And I get behind that shit. I like that stuff a lot. I really do. So, shout out to Ishpig. Love the clothes. I look fresh as hell.
Shit. I guess that leads me to this next point.
Yeah.
How did you learn that you had to grow up? Like, you talk about it a lot too. And what point was that where you had to learn you had to grow up?
That's a really interesting question. That's a really interesting one. And it comes down to the fact that I'm a recovering drug addict, actually. And I will forever be in recovery. I'm 15 months clean by the time we're talking about this.
Wait, man, him in the back. We need a clap for that. 15 months clean. 15 months clean.
I want to clap too. I want to clap too. I want to clap too. No, milestones are different. I'll tell it to you about them later. In terms of the way that addiction works anyway. But yeah.
So 15 months though?
Yeah, 15 months.
Like, run us through that. What does that even mean to you? Like, so 15 months ago, what did your story look like?
It was darker than my clothes. Like, really. At the end of the day, it was darker than my motherfucking clothes. If anyone's ever been, you know, in the point of addiction or anything else like that, and it doesn't look like there's a way out, it's a fucking really dark place. Like, it's a really, really, really dark place. And, like, you know, you've gotten yourself to the point where you've hit what they call rock bottom. And it's hell. Like, people are taking their lives over this shit. Because
on God.
They don't know a way out. Which there is ways out, but...
Give examples of some ways out.
Well, let's give the example that I'll give for myself, okay?
The best example.
Well, I went to rehab, which is scary. It's real scary, all right? And it was scary as fuck. So, to put it to you like this, right? I pretty much ruined my whole fucking entire life with drugs and alcohol.
That's a massive statement to say too, bro.
Oh yeah, no, but that's the truth. Like I'm not here to piss in people's fucking pockets. You know, that's how it went down. I was to the point where I couldn't look after my daughter properly. God knows I couldn't look after myself properly. I couldn't look after my family. I couldn't do nothing. I did nothing but sat there and wanted to destroy myself. It was a dark place. And I knew something had to be done about it. I'd known for a very, very, very long time that something had to be done about it. And there was tipping points. Like we're not going to go into what the tipping points were or anything else like that, but there was tipping points. There was boilovers and all of that sort of stuff. And one that I will go into is, you know, sitting in an empty house. I was surrounded by my family. I was surrounded by nothing. Just surrounded by a bunch of drugs, sitting in an empty fucking house, doing those drugs, being completely alone in this world and contemplating fucking killing myself. Oh, what sort of life is that? Really, at the end of the day, what?
Bro, that's a definition of rock bottom.
That's a definition of rock bottom. That's what I'm trying to say. That's
a kind of rock bottom.
That's where I was at the end of the day. And that's where I was thinking of going with life. And my daughter is probably one of the only reasons why that didn't happen, because I didn't want her to grow up in a world where her father had killed himself.
Especially from a man that knows exactly what it feels like to have lost a father.
That's another thing. When Ihaka, my father, Ike, passed away, that sort of happened out of nowhere. Like it was really, really difficult. It's still difficult now. Like you'll see me sort of choking up, sort of fucking talking about it. But yeah, you don't know how important your parents are until you lose one. Especially when he was like my father was. He was such a caring, kind soul. He was a hard man. God damn it, he was a hard man. But under it all, to his children, he was soft as butter. And losing him so suddenly is probably the point in my life that's really tipped me over the fucking edge. It was like, all right, I don't care now. So I didn't deal with it. I just crushed it with drugs and alcohol.
Which is almost one of the worst things we can do.
Oh,
I didn't even mean to cut you off there.
It is the worst thing.
But that's what causes rock bottom. And then it's that feeling of, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
And when you say that to yourself and you commit to that to yourself, the fucking world meets you with that. And it really tests you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, through my grief, through other awkward instances in my life that have made me feel a certain type of way that I wasn't happy about, I just crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't do anything about it.
Right? That's how you chose to cope.
Yeah, it was a coping mechanism. And it was the only one I knew for a very, very long time, was substance abuse. And there was people like my best friend Cameron. Shout out Cameron, I fucking love you, bro. I really love you. I like my best friend Cameron is my longest friend that I've got, right? There was a moment when I just got into rehab, right? And I gave him a call and I said, bro, I told him where it was and he's like, really? And I'm like, what do you mean, really? And he's like, bro, I never thought you were that bad and stuff like that. Because Cameron had this perspective of me that I was just so fucking strong because of all this, you know, all this die-hard fucked up shit that I'd been through in my life and I'd managed to pull through, you know? From the outside in, it looked like I'd pulled through all of this stuff, but I hadn't really pulled through. I was just crushing it over and over and over again.
You were hiding behind a mask.
Worse. Oh, yeah. It was a big mask. Oh, yeah. So deleting that mask and getting that mask out of my life was liberating. It was liberating shit, to say the least. So
what did that process look like? Like when you checked into rehab, how long was that for?
it was for 3 months, 90 days. Yeah. So I got there and, you know, I've got my partner with me and I got my daughter with me. She's only, you know, not even 1.5 yet. So yeah, she's they're all with me and stuff like that, and they've dropped me there, and I've got my bag and stuff like that, and whatever they've told me to take. And of course, I had to sneak a fucking smoke in before I went. Before I went, of course I did. Like, that was my mind. It's like, man, if I'm gonna go to a rehab and I'm gonna quit drugs forever and shit, I'm gonna make sure I'm stoned when I do it. Fuck. But yeah, so we're there, and we get my intake started, the intake process and whatever that is. So I'm in the office with a lovely lady called Mary. Shout out Mary. And I'm in there, and they had all these questions. Right. So, when did you begin your drug history? Have you had a hole in your drug history? Is there any point where you've been able to stop or quit? What's the trauma that you've gone through in your life? Are you a violent-natured person? Have you got a criminal conviction history? All of these sorts of things.
They're heavy questions too, bro. They're questions to make you think about stuff you haven't thought about for a long. That's honestly one of the most confronting things I could imagine for an addict just checking into rehab.
Well, yeah. All right, now, but it goes like this. See, this institutional place isn't going to be able to help you unless you let it. And one of the first things that you need to do when you get there is realize, this is the point that I was getting to. It's like there was somewhere in the middle of this conversation where I realized, fuck, you're here. This is what your life has come to, is the fact that the power in your life has now been taken away with you, and you are coming to these people and you're fucking totally helpless. You don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, you don't know nothing. And this is what you're doing. You are now handing your life into these people's lives and being like, fucking help me, please. But some people don't do that. And you'll find that a lot of those people are very unsuccessful in their journey to get sobriety. There's people that are there from jail that are just fucking trying to get bailed out and shit like that. You know what I mean? There's people that, their family have forced them to go there and they don't really want to be there, and, they'll end up relapsing soon enough and all those sorts of things. But when I got there, I made sure I was honest with myself. And I told myself, all right, you've made it here. This must be a huge fucking problem. This must be massive because you're here.
That's a great starting point, because that's almost the acceptance to bring forth change.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what you said.
Oh.
No one can make you go to rehab other than yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to want to do that.
Well, see, this is the thing. Well, people can make you do it, yeah, but it ain't going to work. You have to wholeheartedly within yourself make the decision that this is the place for you. And it's hard doing that. Like you brought it up, you were saying, it's got to be hard shifting through all the fucking years of bullshit that came before, actually getting there to the rehab. It's got to be difficult. And it was. It really was.
What did the process look like? What did those 3 months look like? How do you go from having the coping mechanisms of drinking every night, getting high, to nothing? What does that even look like?
Looks like a shitload of therapy and a fuckload of NA meetings. Really, at the end of the day. But it's not just that. The therapy was the thing that helped me out the most. There's NA meetings and AA meetings and stuff like that. That sort of stuff works for some people. But I realized after a while, I was all there for it at the start of it and stuff like that. And I was heavily involved in all of that sort of stuff. And then I realized at the end of the day that that's not actually what was helping me. What helped me was just getting it out there. Getting my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions out there. So that was therapy.
So learning to express almost.
Yeah, was rebuilding my blocks, so, tearing the fucking walls down, and there was a lot of walls to tear down really at the end of the day, and I had to let myself cry a little bit. I had to let myself get angry. I had to let myself do all of those things and actually sit in it, instead of it being that thing where you're not sitting in it at all.
You just run to another bong. You run to another can.
Run to another can. Run to another fucking crack pipe. Run to whatever. Run to a needle if that's your thing. Never was mine, but some people are.
And what was that like to sit with for the first time?
You know what? and this is not the way a lot of people fucking see it because they don't like it, but I actually felt happy.
Why?
I actually felt happy because it's growth.
Was it that ability to feel it again?
Shit. It was some grown man shit. Learning how to feel again. Learning how to be again. Learning how to live life without crutches. God damn it, it was hard. It was really hard. But if I didn't do it, what else was I going to do? Was I going to go back out there and start fucking using and abusing drugs again, abusing myself, abusing the people that love me? Because this is where it goes. This is the and then. Shout out to Dr. Jeff Lucas, all right, because that was my therapist that was in there, yeah? And Dr. Jeff Lucas, he taught me this one thing, right, and it made a lot of sense. He taught me a lot of things that made a lot of sense, right, about myself and about other people. But he taught me about the and then effect, yeah, and what the and...
Break that down.
The and then effect, all right, so you're a drug addict, and then you can't look after your family, and then you can't hold down a job, and then you act out because of it, and then you get locked up, and then you stay there, and then you get out and don't know how to live any other way, and then, like, that's just a certain mold of and then. Like, that's not what happened to me, but it is what happens to some fucking people, is that the and then is one big, big, nasty circle. You gotta think about what's gonna happen next and how to deal with what happens next without drugs and alcohol. Because it's, you know, you can have a first thought, but it's not your first thought that pops into your brain that's important. It's about your first action after that. You know, you've got the first thought and you can get shit inside your head. And I still do. I have a bad day. And of course, the fleeting fucking thought comes into my head, what if you just went for a drink? But I'd rather drink water now.
Because you're a grown man.
Because if I don't, and then
it all just begins again.
You finished my sentence.
You were drinking your
You
water.
finished my goddamn sentence. Because that's what happens. And I know myself. I know goddamn right what's going to happen if I take a drink, or if I have a smoke again, or if I take some drugs again. I want to do it all again. I want to do exactly what I did last time.
And then?
I don't want to go there. We might later on. Who knows where we'll go.
No, but like, that's great. Like, there was a lot. That whole process, that whole journey actually sounds like it was a learning process. And without that process, your life would have been so different. And then not only that, to make it through, first initially 3 months of rehab, but then to continue that and go out on your own and to get by yourself for a further 12 months, some shit to be proud of. Like, people aren't like, you've done all that for yourself. And then there's so much that you've done in that time period of being sober, but fuck, you should be so proud. And like, that's your story to tell, not mine, but like, we'll get there because there's so much.
Hey, we got a lot of time.
But then there was one other thing.
Yeah.
Because you went to rehab, and even you yourself said the first most pivotal trigger point was the grief of losing your father. Did they go into that? Did they help you in any way deal with that grief?
Did they ever?
And how did they?
It? Well, it's funny because, like, my halfway point at rehab, well, actually, no, it was probably about just after a month in, was the 8-year anniversary of his death, right? So it was one of those things where I couldn't hide it. And, you know, when you're in one of these institutions, right, it's very like cliche how you see in the movies, right? How there's a circle of people and shit like that, and everyone's talking, and everyone lets everyone know how you feel and stuff like that. So they go around and they ask you, what's bothering you today? How do you feel on this day? And I'd spoken about it in the days before because that's what it was about. It was about facing things. And I took that very seriously. I really did. So you know, I acted, you know, for a certain amount of period of time that I was fine. You know, everything was all good, but it wasn't. And Dr. Jeff Lucas got me.
What do you mean he got you?
He got me. He made me realize how not fine I wasn't. How did he do that? He kept bringing it up. And he got to the bottom of me. And he was like, surely there's something that you're not right with it. Surely there's something. Tell us what it is. And I thought, and I was like, yeah, there's the fact that my father never got to meet my daughter. And that fucking hurt. That got me right in the fucking guts.
It would, bro.
The tears strolled down the eye and it was like, oh shit. Fuck you, Jeff.
Yeah.
He got me. He fucking got me. And he did. And that's what a good therapist is going to do.
Yeah.
He's going to put you into the position to make you feel that. And he did it. And then I realized how not okay I was with that. And then how much at this age, you know, nearly 10 years on, how much his death and his passing had still affected me. Not just that, but how much it had affected, you know, my wider family. Mm-hmm. Taylor gang. Taylor Fano. Chair.
Shout out to all the Taylors out there.
Oh, man, there's plenty of Taylors. All my Aroha tobacco. If you're watching this, love yous. Love yous, mad. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was that. And, you know, not just about, you know, him not getting to meet Lyric, but then there was Rebecca and everything else like that. You know, him not getting to meet my partner, the one that I'm now engaged to. What up? What up? You need to walk through like the camera way. Please, just for me, bro.
Yeah.
Just for me.
Do something on my
Come on, do
episode.
something.
Fucking witchcraft.
Yeah, bro.
He's got it. He was just getting a lighter. Oh, man. You didn't walk through. Shout out to Liam. I'll say it again. But yeah, where was we? Oh, yeah, Dad.
Yeah.
So,
dealing with grief.
yeah, dealing with grief.
Dr. J getting to you.
There was more things, you know, like as I just mentioned, you know, the fact that he didn't get to meet my partner and, you know, just other things like that. Just special moments in my life that I couldn't share with him. You know, he has them up there, of course, you know, because he's still here in spirit. I'm a big believer, you know, not in the whole, you know, the mysticism of everything, but like I feel them around me sometimes. And I ask questions.
You ask questions?
Yeah, we speak.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And what questions would you ask a man like that?
Am I doing all right? Am I doing all right, Dad?
Who answers that? The universe?
Sometimes I get my answers.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Is that only when you're acting right?
Trust me, if I'm acting wrong, I hear a voice. And it's not my own. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably am. Yeah, I hear the voices sometimes. Like the voice of my father, it's very specific to my ear, and I feel him with me. There's a spirit there, obviously, that I feel. And yeah, I know he'll always be with me, and he'll always be with my daughter, and he'll always be there to protect people.
Yeah, bro. That was his role on Earth.
Absolutely.
Why would it not be after?
He'll be there to protect my mother. Shout out, Mum. Oh, I love you, Mama. I love you so much. He'll be there to protect my eldest brother, Daniel. Shout out, Daniel. I love you too very much. My older sister, Sarah. I love you too very much. And, of course, my brother, Sean. And all of your beautiful families as well. My nieces, my nephews. Eric, Sophia, Kaya, Maisie, the new addition.
The new edition?
Man, I love babies. Oh, babies, bro. They just light up my fucking world. It's probably because I've had one.
Yeah. And you know what it feels like.
Chew it down.
Oh, gee.
Oh, yeah. No, I've had one now, and I know about the joys of parenthood and being a parent, what that means. And I'm glad that I can now share that with my brothers and sisters. You know, I can share that with them. And I can share my lyric with them. Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
I'm sure she'll grow up to experience the same thing that you get to grow up and experience. But only the positives will be, at least her dad didn't end it 15 months ago. At least her dad made the decision to improve himself. At least her dad made the decision to be there and provide for her until the very last day that he can't. And that's a decision where so many men don't make those decisions for their children.
They don't.
Like, I fucking know all too well what that looks like. Like, some men just are like, you know what? I fucking put a seed in someone and then I fucked off. Them men are cowards. The decision that you made, that's a real decision. And that's a decision that will bring forward with it many positive things. And I'm sure it's changing the trajectory of your life. But you know all of this. You're seeing all of this and you're experiencing all this.
I do know all of this. And, you know, as much as, because I was a very cocky person once upon a time. You know all about it. I was a very cocky person once upon a time. And, you know, I thought I knew it all. I thought I was it all. And everything like that. And that mindset and mentality, you know, that's one that a lot of drug addicts share. A lot of drug
addicts share that.
It's because they're floating on the fucking moon. Yeah. Right? That's where they're at. They're
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Right. But you need to give a fuck. You must give a fuck. Because if you don't and you go through life, like there's only so many years of your life where you can do that and it's still cool. Like once you're past the age of 25 and you're still acting like a fucking kid, people are going to be like, shouldn't you be like growing up now and shit? Shouldn't you be doing something with yourself?
But not only that, bro, the hardest part about not giving a fuck is when it's time to give a fuck, what do you actually give a fuck about?
Depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it depend on who you are, but like who you want to be at the end of the day. Because if you want to be that person that doesn't give a fuck for the rest of your life, you're going to find yourself in some really fucking awkward places.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like jail and shit.
Yeah, that's the deeper one of it, really. It's jail, death, or like federal prison. Yeah, and it's just like, you don't want none of that shit.
Some people do.
They do.
That's what being institutionalized really means and shit like that. Like, that's what some people fucking want out of life. They want that institutionalism and stuff like that. They go inside there, they don't know how to act any other certain way, so they fucking recycle that shit over and over and over and over. And then, like...
And then?
Not a lot of people that have done it. A lot of close homies to mine have done it.
Mm.
And that's sad.
That's
I always have love for my homies. Like we're always gonna be cool. But there's some people that I don't have in my life anymore because of that very reason.
But then that's why it's important to share stories just like yours. I'm sure there are so many homies that feel this same way, that struggle with the same shit and just don't know the answer. But then all they've done is tell themselves, you know what, I don't give a fuck. So it doesn't fucking matter. So here I am just going to continue with this fuckery.
And that's what I did for a very long time. But you've got to be ready, willing, and prepared at the end of the day to make that change for yourself. And if you're not ready, willing, and prepared, it doesn't matter if you try to or not. Like, I don't think it's going to work. If you don't want to change, if nothing changes, then nothing changes.
But what's a step towards the right direction? Say like you got the homies in those situations and they're like, that's what I want to do, but fuck, this is what I'm doing. What spins that around for them?
You explain to them a very simple thing. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity or stupidity. Either way, really, at the end of the day. It's one of the two things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not gonna coast through life and live the same way that you have and be the same way that you've been throughout everything that's happened in your life. If you're unhappy about it, you got to find a way to change. There's got to be a breaking or a tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something that sets this moment apart from the next, and gets you to want to, want to change. Because if you don't, then motherfuckers sit there and complain all you like, But really, you're just shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over again if you're not actually going to do anything about it. Like, and that's something that I won't tolerate in my life a lot of the time now is people making excuses, because I never did.
That's grown man shit.
I never did. When it got to the crunch time. Before the crunch time, hell fucking yeah, I did. That's all I ever did was make excuses about why this was this way and why this was that way. But shit, nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's what it is, really, at the end of the day. If you want things to change, you've got to enact it. You've got to do something for it to happen. You know, it's not just going to happen on its fucking own. You've got to take fucking hold. You know, you got to do some ballsy shit.
Gonna be on some grown man shit.
Yeah. Nicomar in the back.
Goddamn right. You're goddamn right. You got to be
Grown
on some
man
shit. That's a grown man shit. It's a grown man shit. Shout out to Jaron J. Shout out to Jaron
Yeah,
J.
Jaron, we miss you. And I learned to audio engineer.
Bro, I miss you so fucking
Thank
much.
you.
Stop
Thank
leaving
you.
the country. This I'm just directing this one please to you right here. This is me pleading to you right now. Please come back and stay. I need you. I need you.
Dude, just real quick, how long's he gone for?
Oh man, a little bit.
A few months.
Every single time Jaron tells me that he's leaving and shit like that, I sort of tune out and be like, all right.
It's like, you're leaving me again.
Okay then.
So if I'm asked,
Fine.
As soon as he mentions it, the Kill Bill siren's like,
Yeah. The penguins come running and shit.
Jesus. Yeah, shout out to Gus, the zookeeper.
Shout out to Gus, the zookeeper, my brother.
Fuck. No, but like, I don't know. Man, give it up for one more time. 15 months sober. Yeah. That shit's something to be proud of.
Oh, man.
That shit is something to be proud of. Like, I wish you all the best. And anyone else out there that's struggling with that shit, I wish you the best as well. And hopefully you find the help that you need to get through that
Hell,
shit.
if you're watching this and you're having problems with addiction, give me a call. DM me. Don't call me and shit like that, actually. No, because I don't want people to just randomly have my number and shit like that. But hit me up on my DM and Instagram or wherever you are, you know, like, give me a call. You want to know about, you know, addiction and how to get yourself some fucking help. I'll help you, yeah? But it comes down to a certain point only if you're willing to help yourself. That's first and foremost. You got to be willing to help yourself because, like, fuck am I going to do for you if you don't want to do it for yourself?
Absolutely nothing.
That's where it was for me. Like, I didn't actually go and get it done until I wanted to do it. And it didn't work for me until I wanted to do it. Because I tried a million times before that, but it never helped. Like,
until something changes. And the only thing that's going to change in that situation is that want and that will to actually change that situation.
yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, everything's going to be exactly the same. And that helps. One man that doesn't help, or woman, is a drug addict. It's like, so it's like, be careful what you want.
Bro, they're scared because they still owe you that $30 for that twofer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Mr. Tick Bill.
Fine. But I guess that leads us. So what's next for Jamie Taylor? So you hit this 15th month trick. What's next?
Well, let's talk about like the proceedings just after I got out of rehab, right? Right. So like we'll continue it going in like a chronological sort of passageway right here. So I got out of rehab. The first thing I wanted to do, of course, was record.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, I ain't got a job. So I can't really support my family. I can't really do much, you know, on that part of thing. And that done my fucking head in. I was I'm fully capable of working really hard. So I kicked around in quite a crappy job for about a month. I think it was only like 3 weeks. I was working at this a salvage and repurposing warehouse where we went through all the rejected shit that was in that was for like Kmart and like it was just a bunch of rubbish and shit and packed it into containers that got sent off to fucking third world countries and shit like that. Like it was a bullshit job. I fucking hated it. And it was low paying and shit. But then, and this is where my resilience really kicked into play. I got offered a job at a distribution warehouse, right?
True.
And what I was actually distributing was alcohol. And like, I'm a fucking recovering alcoholic. Like, I saw it as a challenge.
Interesting.
Like, all right, if you can, that's what Andy said to me before. It was like, do you mind people drinking around you and shit like that? And I was like, nah, man, not at all. It's because like, if I can work in an alcohol distribution warehouse and shit like that, and not have an inkling for drinking, I'm fine. I'm all the way good. Yeah, I know you need your whiskey, but I don't need that. I don't need that shit. I need that shit, bro. You can have that shit. That's all good. More for you, bro. More for you. And like, that's not to say there's anything wrong with people that actually do indulge. I should have mentioned that before, because I don't have any problem with anybody partaking. You know, drink all you like, smoke all the weed that you like. You know, pop pills. You know, fucking snort coke. Do whatever you like. Like, really, at the end of the day, and I don't have a problem with that. But don't bring that shit, the problems that come from that sort of behavior, to my fucking doorstep.
And then,
because then I'm just not gonna want to have anything to do with the person. Right? If you bring if you bring those sort of behaviors to my fucking doorstep, like I dealt with me being a fucking drug addict for how many ever years. Like I don't need that shit in my life. That's part of being a recovering addict, is setting boundaries with people and being like, all right, I don't really accept this type of behavior. But if you're cool with it, I mean, you're like, that's not to say I don't mind people fucking, smoking a bit of fucking weed around me, or, having a drink around me and shit like that. Like, but, like, don't ask me to go and get you some buds, or don't ask me to fucking,
who's the plug?
like, who's the plug? Don't, like,
Just
don't
leave me
bring me
separate
into
from
the
that.
shit.
Yeah.
All right? I dealt with the shit part of being a drug addict and an alcoholic for many times with myself and everyone else. I don't want to be dragged back into that world and do that all over again. That's not to say that I'm not willing to offer a person help. If they're in dire need of some fucking help and they're drunk, it's not like I'm going to fucking, oh, you're drunk, I'm not going to help you. Like, so I'm going to do that shit at the end of the day. But like, they'll call me up and be like, oh man, I just need $50, bro, so I can go and get on. I just need it, man. Sorry, bro. Like, it's just going to remind me of my fucking drug addict self.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it. So that's the boundary that gets put in place. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
That's real. And, like, that's a part of being solid with myself and being like, all right, this is the way I live now. Have some fucking respect for that shit. You know what I mean?
So how did that go working at ALM in a place surrounded by that temptation all the time? And I could imagine the workers that you were working with, well, I know, were all pissheads.
Oh, yeah, Bruce heads. Yeah, fuck yeah.
So how do you hang out with that?
How do I hang out with that?
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm admitted of it and shit like that. They're like, oh, man, you going to come get drunk with us? Like, nah, bro, I don't drink. And they're like, they ask me why. I'm like, I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? And I was just like, well, I just got out of rehab and shit like that. And they're like, oh, what, really? And I'm like, and you can work here and shit like that? It was funny. One of the bosses that actually worked there, one of the management, he came to the staff party, right? And we were all at the staff party. And I was one of two sober people there. Shout out Willie Missy. But Brucey, he pulled me aside and he's like, oh, so you're just taking it easy tonight, mate. You're on the waters, you're being good. Obviously you're driving. I'm like, no, man, don't drink. He's like, yeah, right. And I'm like, I'm serious, I don't drink. And he's like, oh, what, really? You don't drink? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a recovering alcoholic. And he's like, you work with us at an alcohol distribution center, and you're a person that once upon a time had a compulsive desire to drink alcohol, and you don't drink. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, all right, well, I've been working in this industry for about 30 years, and you are the first person I've ever met. You have completely blown my fucking mind here. Congratulations, sir. And I'm just like, really? Oh, that's cool. And he's like, but it's so amazing. And I'm like, man, it's so amazing at the end of the day. Like, you don't want to know about what happens to me when I drink booze. You don't want to know about the person I turn into, the cocky, fucking arrogant, wants to fight everybody type of motherfucker I turn into when I get on the booze.
Okay, every cunt that drinks dark liquor.
Don't you drink dark liquor?
You guys just have to fight now.
No.
Nah, because we don't drink dark liquor
Yeah, we don't.
on Fridays.
Especially me.
And this one in 15 months.
I want to eat this chew instead. Nah, but yeah. No. I'm just fucking with you. I've never seen you be violent, so that's all good.
Hey, times change for all of us. Times change for all of us. Nah, so yeah. So what? He was blown away by that whole story.
Oh, of course he was.
And what did he have to say?
Well, not much after that because he was pissed.
True. And you worked that out. You were just like, yeah, now can you leave me alone?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna put myself in the position to be in the fucking staff party in the first place if I'm not totally fine with being there and getting asked awkward ass questions like that.
That's true. Because I remember when you went.
Yeah. And that's what it is. You got to be comfortable with those awkward ass motherfucking questions getting asked to you. I had another friend. You were actually there. We're at the club after Frankie's thing. Rest in peace to Frankie.
Rest in peace, Frank.
Rest in peace to Frankie.
Stay safe, my brother.
We'll get on to Frankie a little bit later. All right, there's some things I've got to say about Frank. But yeah, we were there, and I got asked a question by somebody, and they was like,
True.
"Oh, do you want a drink?" And I was like, "No, I don't drink anymore." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't drink?" It's like, I'm a recovering alcoholic, recovering drug addict. I've been clean for almost a year now. I'm clean now. I don't do that shit anymore. And they were like, hold up. You just admitted that in front of everybody. And I'm just like, yeah, I did. And they was like, so you're not scared to talk about that? You're not afraid of what people are going to think about you? And that's why I'm still sober. Because I'm not afraid. Somebody asks me, why don't you drink? I'll tell them why.
Well, what do you have to be afraid of?
The stigma that surrounds those two words, drug addict.
But
Okay,
yeah.
Put it this way, right? You met someone for the first time and shit like that, seem like a cool motherfucker, and then somebody else says that they're a drug addict. Do you think twice about trusting that person from then on? Yes.
But then the difference is, if you flip
Here it comes.
the difference is, how many people do we know that are drug addicts that won't say nothing to our face? So I think that's something to a man that will look you dead in the eye and say, I was once a drug addict and this is what I've done to move forward from it.
Absolutely. And that's what they were bringing up. They were like, the fact that you actually admit that in front of a whole fucking room full of people is amazing. And you need to give yourself a pat on the back for being able to do that. And they started talking about their family, you know, and how their family was affected by drugs, and, you know.
Most people, bro, whether it's cancer or drug addiction, it's affected majority of families.
Absolutely.
And it's going to continue to affect a majority of families.
Yeah. Cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer. It's a big one. Because we haven't talked about if we're going to talk about triggers to addiction and wanting to leave things behind, that was a really, really big one for me, was my my oldest brother, Daniel.
Word.
Okay? So my oldest brother, Daniel's in remission.
What's remission?
That's when you don't have cancer anymore after having cancer. That's after post-treatment. Post-treatment is what remission is. So, all right, we're going to take it back to about 2015. 2015. Yeah, around 2015 it was when we all found out. And, Daniel's been complaining about an itch behind his eye.
Bro.
You know, he's been complaining about an itch behind his eye. So I was in the back here, and it's like been happening for months. And we've been talking about it and stuff like that. And he's like, I really need to go get this checked out. So he did. He went to the doctors and he got it checked out, and he was told that, you know, it's just an itch behind the back of his eye.
Who the fuck itches behind the back of the eye?
Doctors get shit wrong sometimes, man.
They do.
You're never all the way sure. That's why it's important to have things like MRIs and PET scans, right? If you're ever worried about something like that, you need to go get it checked out.
Twice. If you're really worried about it.
Twice. But yeah, it persisted, the itch behind his eye. And he went back for another battery test, this time a little bit more serious. MRIs, PET scans. And he was told that he had 2 tumours in the back of his eye. It was a squamous cell carcinoma. That's what a squamous cell carcinoma is. It's a type of skin cancer, right? As opposed to our melanoma that grows from the outside in, like it starts as a black spot or a mole or something like that, and then it, you know, it progresses into something that's, you know, blows up inside.
Yep.
The squamous cell carcinoma starts from the inside and grows its way out. So it's a very dangerous type of cancer because it's a lot of times it's undetectable. You can't fucking see it coming. So it takes, once it gets into its position and it's in there, it's fucking there. So yeah, he when he called me to tell me about it, he said that he'd be having surgery immediately, followed by the usual chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm. But how do you do surgery on the back of someone's eye?
You cut out the front of it. So, yeah, they had to take the eye. The cancer had spread to the point where it went from the back and it had actually eaten away at most of the inside of his face. So all of this here back was gone. And he only had his eye there, just pretty much there, and it was getting chipped away out slowly. So the only course of action that they had was to take the eye and to cut out the tumours and then blast the fuck out of him with radiation. That was the only thing they could have done to save Daniel.
And Daniel is now saved?
He's never saved, but he's blessed to be alive.
Big facts.
Absolutely. He's only got one eye, but he's tough as a motherfucker. Always has been. Always was. Always looked up to my brother. I was very close with both of my brothers. And one of the things that struck me about Daniel was that when Dad passed away, Daniel was like my father from that point onwards. He wasn't my father, he was still my brother, but he was the father figure that was in my life, the positive,
yeah, I know about that.
Male role
I know what
model.
you're saying. He was just the unfortunate one of the eldest.
He was the oldest, so we looked up to him. And then when he came down with cancer, and it was painful. It was so fucking painful. But for that little post period of him after the surgery and everything else, I needed to be strong for him. I couldn't show weakness. I couldn't show anything. I just had to grin and bear it. I couldn't cry in front of him. He was already crying. He was in pain. He was this person, and it was so difficult for me. It really was. But, I can't say it was difficult for me because it was fucking difficult for him. He's the one that actually had to deal with it at the end of the day. And it wasn't, he didn't ask for it. No one does.
No one ever does.
So, yeah. Once he was in the clear and he was in remission and stuff like that, I went on a binge.
Mm-hmm. Because I was going to say, this is 2015.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah. I went on a big binge. It was my last big one.
It was your release. You didn't have the, and that's what I was about to say. In those times, how you try to stay so strong for your brother. Yes, that's so important. But you as an individual needs to release as well. And sometimes it makes things worse when you act tough in front of that one that's really struggling. Because they know you're putting on an act. They're sitting there and they're crying and they're like, this individual's trying to stand up for me. And I've been in situations where that's just made that worse. Like, you're better just confronting it as a head-on issue.
Well, you know what I did after that? I locked myself in a fucking room, made beats, smoked crack for 3 months. Is that a good idea? Hell no. That's what it did.
Were any of those beats even worthwhile?
Actually, a couple of them were. A couple of them were pretty good. And I still take things that I did in that room today, and I still use them. But that's another story. That's another story. It's a whole entire different thing. So yeah, but yeah,
that was one of those points that led you to that 15-month journey to turn around.
It was one of the first points that led me to that. Yeah, there'd been points before that, but I think that was the point where it was really like, this is where my partner comes into play. This is where Rebecca comes into play, because she picked me up off the fucking floor and she made me into the person that I am now. She helped me from a person that was fucking worthless, you know, for a person that really, really just didn't even want to do anything to save himself. And she gave me reasons to live. Mm-hmm. She fed me. She clothed me. She loved me back to life. That's what she did. So you got your shout out.
You're welcome, Rebecca.
You're welcome. All right. I just told the world. Well, yeah. No, that's what she did. And another person that was there around that period of time was this guy right here. Mr.
Frankie. What did he have to say?
Well, you know what? It would have been made fucking really apprehensive. Really, really apprehensive. Because he saw the fucking worst of me. He knew about the best of me, and we were homies, and there was love. There was always love between me and Frank. I loved Frank so much, and Frank loved me. But in the years preceding, I mean, like, after all of that, he did keep me at an arm's distance. Mm-hmm. Because he knew he wasn't going to jeopardize the shit that he was building, all this shit up here. He wasn't going to jeopardize none of that in the face of my drug-addicted ways. He wasn't willing to do it. And he never said it to me, but he pretty much let me know that was how it was going to be. And that was a really difficult thing about never being able to say goodbye to him. You know, it was because I could never show him what I'd built myself back into being. Because it was clear to me that it wasn't his fault that he was acting like that way towards me. It was my fault. And all he would have wanted me to do is fucking prove him wrong. That's all he would have wanted out of me at the end of the fucking day. And he would have got it. Sadly, he was taken away from us. That's the way life goes. That's how it is. We've got two sure things in this life, two real sure things. We are born and we die.
It's true.
Whatever happens in between those two points in time, whatever happens, happens. But that's what we've got as surety. We are born and we will.
We
die. We will die. We are die.
We are dying.
We are dying. Absolutely. Right now, as I talk, I'm dying. Fucking cigarettes.
Wait, You kicked it all. Surely there's one thing that has to stay. And if it has to be cigarettes, it's like, fuck it.
That's, that's a bunch of bullshit. I should probably quit doing the fucking cigarettes too. Probably not gonna.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
And as you said, you gotta wait till you're ready if you want to do anything like that. So you have to be sure.
Hey, shit, if I'm about to go and do a fucking run of shows again soon, it'd be a good idea.
First we need time, brother. First we need time.
Gotta get that cardio up.
That's real. So it's funny now that Nick and Mike is here as well.
What's up, baby?
What was that question you wanted me to start asking people that had something to do with Frankie?
What did Frankie mean to you?
So that's it.
Or what did he do for you? Even better.
I think we found out what Frankie did for Jamie, but what did Frankie mean to you?
You got to understand how I knew Frankie, all right? And when I say how I knew Frankie, we're talking about the genesis of Frankie to turn from what he was and what he grew up as into that. Because he was very different for a very long time.
Sweet, bro.
He wasn't
Cheers.
always a man of, oh shit, you know what's up.
Bro.
My man.
No, eating some.
We're way too far away, bro.
Hot chicken project.
Yeah, fucking. We're eating on camera and shit, but
Take a break
fucking.
for a second.
Hot chicken project, shit's hard. Liam?
I ain't never. You sure, bro? I'm only having like 2 handfuls of this shit.
No, go hard. I thought
No, we'll be annoying every cunt.
Wow.
Boy, you will forget.
Conversation, man.
You listen to the audio and you'll be like, these cunts fucking eating and shit.
I couldn't say no. Thank you very much for the food, bro.
Yeah, cheers, Andy. Cheers.
Yeah, but like, getting back to it, the genesis of Frank and what he was to what he turned into and what he became. Because he had a choice. He was on some grown man shit.
Frankie's always been on some grown man shit, bro.
There was a point in time where he wasn't. You know, he had some growing to do.
I didn't know him as
As
a
all
youth.
humans.
I didn't
Yeah.
know him as a youth.
As a youth, he was in some shit. He was always on some shit. Weren't we all?
Everyone.
Weren't we all?
How do you learn?
How do we learn? We make mistakes.
You gotta play with shit for a bit.
Absolutely. Hey, everything that I'm telling you is not anything that he didn't used to admit to anyway. So, like, that's what I'm going to say about Frank. I love you, Frank. I miss you, Frank. Fuck, I miss you, Frank.
many different hustles too.
Oh, yeah.
Big facts.
He got bread. He got bread.
And so what did that show to you? Like, what did that mean to you?
What it meant to me? Just pride. Just being proud of Frankie, man. At the start and end of it, like, really. I was like, you really on some shit, Frank.
He was.
You're doing a big, Frank. And I could never fuck with that. Like, you can never say anything about that. It's like, fuck. That man's doing some shit.
That man did some shit.
And I was proud.
Fearless is too. I mean, fearless too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You can't like do anything, man.
Yeah, well, fuck. If you knew his brother, shout out Big Rations. Rest in peace, Big Rations. If you knew Rations, you would know where Frankie got his fucking fearless nature from. He got it from Kalini.
That's where Josh still got his fearless nature.
Shout out Josh. Shout out Basic. My fucking brother. Yo. So that's how I knew Frankie. That's how I first knew Frankie. It was Rations' brother.
True. Ration's
And
little brother.
Rations was Rations' little brother. And Frankie's a big dude. So you can imagine how larger than life his fucking brother was. Kalini was a kind and gentle soul. You never messed with him, but he was a kind and gentle soul. Really, at the heart of himself. Fucking beautiful person. That's how I knew Frank. And I met Frank. 2006, I think I met Frank.
True.
06, bro. Yo, imagine 06 Frank. Wow. Shit.
Frank was the same age as me, I'm pretty sure. So that's primary school Frank.
Not primary school. It's all
Oh, no, he was a couple years older than me. Josh is the same age as me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Frankie's closer to me.
Yeah.
It was 27. So
27 club gets another.
sadly.
Oh, you better watch out eating that food there. You better not make a mess. telling you right now.
Jack, we're looking at you,
Yeah.
bro.
As soon as I saw that
Jack, we're looking
motherfucker's
at
hands
you,
go in that
bro.
shit, I was like, you better be careful.
Clean fees.
I'm with the
Lean chicken
delivery.
wings back in.
Damn.
I'm with the. Look at me like lounging and shit. I'm just straight lounging.
Nah, but
In my
Jamie,
H-pigs.
so we've gone through all the negatives. In the 27 years that it took to get to this point, what do the next 27 look like?
Well, first of all, it's nearly 29 because
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 29 next month. That's nearly 30. Shit. Nah, I love that shit.
Oh, just laps of the sun, bro.
It's just laps of the sun.
Hopefully you make many, many
And I
more.
still look young as fuck, right? Right? Grown
Yeah,
ass
dude.
man. Oh yeah.
Wait, they do
Shut up,
so-
grandpa.
Hey,
Fucking
I'm
grandpa.
15, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, you ain't 15. 115.
up here.
Up here he is. He's a wise ass motherfucker. I think the next thing that I want to talk about though
True.
is the Geelong music scene.
Break.
Go for it.
Preach.
What do you got to say?
Look at all the names we got up here. Look at all the names that we got up here.
We got Basic, we got Young Juice, we got Naki, we got Vic,
Isabella.
we got Tiara, who just dropped a project. Big ups to you.
Project. Go hit up Tiara's project. Drop all this second. Yo.
Jar.
Noah, he's
We got Manny Lardo.
Naki just dropped a project. That shit was dope. That shit was fire.
Manny, who's
Got
next
Manny.
week. Who this has already happened by now.
Social Blight killed me in some rap shit a couple of weeks ago, you motherfucker.
Wait, we got that footage.
Georgia. We got fucked. Jeffrey Jordan. Ah, Jeff.
Big ups to Jeff.
Oh, man.
360 his life as well.
I've got some history with Jeff. We've done some fucking shows in the past.
Tiaki,
Noah was putting some shit on. Tiaki.
and then Nikamadia.
Maori. Look, Mona. Yeah. Oh man, we got these fucking names on this list. So shout out every single one of those fucking people. Especially Juice. Juice is fucking putting it on. Juice is putting it on for this fucking city. He's really doing it big. Got a lot of love for Juice. Got myself a lot of love. Oh, don't even get me started about Lil Halani. Naki. Oh shit. Oh shit. That motherfucker touches my heart, bro. I've known Naki for a very long time. Very, very long time. And I've seen like he's another Genesis story of just how he's evolved. And how he's gotten so larger than life.
Yeah.
He's such a character. Then there's our brother that we were mentioning before, Basic. Wow.
Gone by Joshua Davies. No, Josh Davies these days.
He is?
He's done a name change, bro.
He done the name change. He's done the Jamie Taylor. My
I'm
man.
Actually, we're coming back from a gig in Melbourne, and I mentioned it to him. I'm like, bro, you've got a dope name. I'm
Yeah.
like, Basic's gonna get lost on Google, in a sense, or shit like that. I'm like, why don't you just go by Josh Davies? Like,
You know what? He ain't really basic even.
Yeah, he's a
He
feather
ain't
soon.
basic.
But that's it. I mean, you're gonna outgrow your name. I'm sure there's some cool meaning to it, but
Oh shit, absolutely. But yeah, nah, I'm waiting for that project. When that fucking project drops, that's gonna be great.
coming real soon, bro.
Coming real soon. Coming real soon. Basic. Make sure. Oh no, wait. Josh Davies. Make sure you fucking check that shit out.
Wait,
I
he'll
can't
be
wait
here
for
to
that
come
shit.
explain his story too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then we got Isabella. To me, Isabella is possibly the most talented person in Geelong.
Word.
Like that's just. Yeah, no, I'd say it. I'll say it. I'll fucking put it out there. What she does with her voice is it's different.
What she can do with acoustic as well.
Yeah. Oh, she's good at playing her instruments. Hell yeah, and the liveness of her set, but her range is ridiculous. it's fucking mind blowing, really ridiculous. And every single time she opens her mouth to sing, I'm stuck there on the spot, scoffing, being like, "Are you serious? Like seriously?"
She's different.
She's different. She's so different. Then we got Tiara once again. She dropped a project today. Go check that shit out. She got a beautiful voice too. Then we got Noah. That man got a beautiful voice.
True. That's a man I don't fucking know, really.
I don't really know him either, but I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
true.
not
No,
sit
yeah, and I
there
haven't
give that
fucking-
man some
yeah.
motherfucking props.
Props where it's deserved.
Oh, Jarky. What can I say about this guy? Like, I've got like so much respect for Jock's hustle, for his craft, for the way he puts himself out there and does what he fucking does. This man is a man that people have got to watch out for, in my opinion. Like, he's just... You can't fuck with the job.
He's low-key an OG in the game too, which is funny.
Absolutely. He's been around for a long time. Oh, he's consistent as a motherfucker. He been there and done that shit. He really been there and done that shit. Manny's... Oh, I can't say it. I can't say it. He'll hate me forever if I say it. The line. The one line. Everybody else says, no, I can't say it. I won't say it. I love you, Manny. I won't say the line. You know the line that I'm talking about. I love saying it to your face, but I won't say it live on Different Kind of Genius. I won't do that to you, bro.
The Renaissance man.
Oh, the Renaissance man, Hugh. Shit, Hugh been around for a minute. Hugh Rogers is the man. He is the fucking man. Like, power bars. Oh, mate, power bars. It's simple. He's got some shit on the fucking lockdown. He's got some
graphic
crazy
designer in fucking Australia.
Hey.
I'll say it.
Hey.
The Kabadia.
Where'd I get my album cover from and shit?
LT21's like,
LT's like, what you say about me, bruh?
You like, do you not see the work I put in on a daily?
Absolutely. Nah, but Hugh did the cover work for my EP, and I loved it. Like, he actually had the vision for that stuff as well.
He did.
It was the one who came with the idea, and then I was like, right, so this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And then he thought it was great, and I bought all the outfits and shit like that for everything, and he was like, man, that's really cool. But it was the one who came up with the idea, like, at the end of the day.
Just here when he's talking about it too.
Yo, Vic, we went past Vic's name, and I didn't really mention Vic. Like, but is there a smoother dude alive than Vic?
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
We'll find out in 2 weeks. We'll know. You might not know yet, but you will soon. If you don't know, now you know, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Who else we got up there? Oh yeah, Georgia. See, that's another person that I haven't had much personal contact with, but my missus really actually fucks with her really bad. True. Yeah, on the night of royalty, she's like, I really like her. I'm like, true.
You were just
like, that's mad. That's good.
You were like, that's a positive.
That's positive. That's good. And then there was
Jeffrey.
Yeah, oh man, Jeff. Fucking Jeff.
That's another man with a story to tell who needs to come here and tell it.
You've been one. Different Kind of Genius. Jeffrey Jordan. Mm-hmm. Remember, I know your real last name. Oh man, got nothing in my heart for Jeff. Nothing in my heart. And it's Chucky. Oh, Chucky. Another one that I've known for a very long time. My Maori. That's the man. And then Social Up Production, Nick Maya.
Last but not least, the man with 10 chicken wings in his mouth right now.
Hey man, I only got 4.
Wait, don't make a fucking mess, Jack.
Oh man, can I fuck with some of them chicken wings after, bro? No, after.
Yeah, what did I say about making a mess? This motherfucker's actually making a mess.
Oh man. And then there was acts up there like for the night for royalty and stuff like that. There was more.
Yeah.
There was the big CG up in the building.
True. Cody gets Cody big
gets
shout
down.
out to Cody too. He holds me down. Been holding me down from day one, and I'm proud of you. Appreciate you.
Cody gets down like a motherfucker. I'm really happy with his music. I'm really happy with what he injects to the music scene that we have in this area. He's great. Mm-hmm. He reminds me, like his beat selection and shit like that reminds me of some shit like off of Illmatic. And shit,
like Lord Finesse or something.
Yeah, like Lord Finesse.
Sound like some Lord Finesse type beats and shit.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Absolutely. There's some Nubian shit. But like, and then we got fucking, D.
D the artist.
Yeah, D the artist.
Just got put onto him. He's another one. He's got a very interesting story, and I'm gonna get out of him soon. He's a good man.
He's got some crash hot shit going.
Yeah.
He doesn't give himself enough fucking credit for actually how dope he really is.
He doesn't. But I just heard one of his projects for the first time in a long time, and he can actually fucking rap.
You know what? He sent it to me, but he sent it to the wrong fucking place. And he was like, man, I want you to check it out and shit, and I want you to listen to it. I just want you, your pure thoughts and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, dope. And he's like, yeah. Nah, I sent it to the wrong place. I'm like, I said, I can't access that. So, yeah. Sent it to my email, and he's like, oh, see, Cody sent it to you. Cody sent it to me, all right? I want to hear it. But, yeah. By the time this comes out, he probably would have. But, yeah, all good. And there was And if there was anyone that I've missed from that night, I'm pretty sure that I did. I'm pretty sure I got everybody. Oh, there was Kip. And we mentioned on the second episode with Eric, EDP, my man.
Yeah.
And we mentioned about the dance crew and
the
shit
haka.
like that, and with the haka, with fucking Braden. Shout out to fucking Braden. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to everyone that fucking got
Chief Boogie.
and Bo. Yeah, definitely.
Big ups, Bo.
Big ups to Bo.
Well, I learned you were a B-boy today as well. That surprised the fuck out of me.
Bruh, Bo been doing this for years.
Yeah,
my
people
G.
said he'd been the champ too.
Bo
and I was like,
been
huh?
doing this
Huh?
for years. You remember when he was out there and he was like, boom, 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 and I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's my man's in him. That's my fucking man's in him.
I never knew, man.
Oh, you didn't?
No?
I just got to shout out Kip again though one more time because he's really bringing that shit up. Shot my Maori. You hold that shit down. There's been many a battles I had with Kip. Many battles. And I won like 90% of them up until about recently because he kicks my ass now. But I had you back in the day, boy.
I'm that old head. Fuck you.
I'm that old head and shit. There's some old shit. But
No, they really killed that
shit.
though.
Nah, it fucking murdered it. And it was funny because he actually said to me, he was like, he got it organized before and he's like, oh, you got to join in with us and do this shit. And it was like, you got to get it done and shit as well. And just come in for the freestyle and that. And he told me when to come in. And it was just about before I was about to get up there on stage and perform my shit. So I got up there on stage to perform my shit and I was actually like, I was like, fuck, I couldn't even fucking do it. Because I just danced my fucking heart out for like a whole fucking 40 seconds or something, but I put everything that I fucking had into popping it off for the crowd and shit and trying to make it look dope. So yeah, I sort of fucking shot myself in the foot there, but still managed to get up there.
And you know where else?
What?
There's one time that I think even you've forgotten about because of what was happening that time.
What?
Workers Club.
The Workers Club.
That was the first L that I ever saw you take against Kip Kong.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like,
That's why I said
oh,
90.
shit.
That's why I said 90% of the
Oh,
times because
shit.
we probably battled about fucking 90 times before that.
No, but the last two times I'm like,
Them last two
fuck,
times,
we
mate, got
need
me.
a remake. We need a rematch. Make that some fucking Muhammad Ali type of thing. We get LT21 to film it. And
I
we
do
really
all right
figure
for
it
a guy
out.
that doesn't fucking. I do all right for a guy that doesn't do it every day anymore.
Nah, I see.
Nah,
I
but he
see.
can have it. He's got the crown now. I give you that shit. He's got that shit. He's still fucking out there b-boying every single fucking day.
Yeah,
That's my man.
he's putting in that work, bro. I'm so proud of him.
Bro, I've watched him fucking develop, bro. Like he's, there was points where he was trying to get at me back in the day and shit like that, and like then he caught up, and I was like, all right, you can go now.
Yeah.
And then he took it further, and I slipped off, and that's what I show you. If you don't keep doing something, you're like losing and shit like that.
Yo,
Big
just
facts.
low key, I want to see a battle between Kip and Braden.
Ooh. Nick and Mighty are out here causing trouble.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Nick and Mighty out here causing trouble.
Yo,
It really is.
we gotta do something for a sec. Nick and Martin, you wanna take my
Wait,
spot
that's
for 2
the
fucking minutes?
battery life.
Nah, I'm fucking filthy.
You're filthy? Jack, you wanna take my spot for 2 fucking minutes?
What, you need a piss?
I drank too much fucking water, bro.
Oi, I need a piss as well. Let's piss real quick.
Alright, Jack, you need to come over here and interview Liam.
No.
Nah, someone is. Alright, how about this? How about this? Liam, get in the fucking chair. I just wanna do it. Because he's gotta go, and then I gotta go. So you need to get in the motherfucking chair. Ah, that's my motherfucking day. Oh, how are you, bro? You good?
Not
Good?
bad.
This is the man that makes it all happen.
No.
This is the man that makes the achievements possible. Here we are. It's beautiful. It really is. How's your day, bro?
Alright.
You good?
Not bad. Had work placement and that. North Geelong.
Ah, North Geelong.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
How do you feel being 18 now?
No different.
No different?
No. I can drive now. It's alright.
You can drive now. See,
Yeah.
it ain't no different. There is points of difference and shit like that. It ain't real, It ain't. Of course, there's bigger things to come. You can legally buy alcohol and shit like that now and fucking
Yeah.
drink and shit. Like, oh, shit. And then there's your friends that are still 17 and they're like, oh, man, can you fucking buy me
Legit.
booze, man?
Everybody.
Every single person.
Everybody.
Oi, man, can I have a lift, bro? Like, I just need to get down there, man. Yeah, no, please. Oh, do you reckon Liam could come pick us up?
No shit. Like all the 15-year-olds from the skate park and shit.
Yeah.
They're straight on me. They're straight onto me.
Absolutely. That's gonna happen. That's gonna fucking happen, bro. But yeah. Nah, man. Really, really happy with your camera work. I've been seeing the way you've been setting this shit up. Look at you over there.
It's alright.
That's my man's in it. You've got it going good. It's absolutely wonderful to see what you and Dre have put together here. Really, because I remember when you started it off and shit like that. I didn't even get to really, didn't get to meet you until the first episode. And it was funny because the first point of contact that we actually had was when I made Grown Man shit, the beat for it. And it was for one of your skate videos.
No shit.
Right?
I was actually hyped when you Dre played it, and then I was like, this is familiar as fuck. Yeah, and then you started rapping, I'm like, fuck, this is actually sick.
Oh wait.
And that's like the song that I don't know off by heart, but I know probably the most.
Yeah, no, that's fucking beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful.
No shit.
You had if it wasn't for you, the song would have never actually come across.
No, you're the one that made the beat.
No, I'm the one that made the beat, but you're the one who lit the fire up in my head to me to make the motherfucking beat. Fresh left for Dr. Nickel Minor. Everyone's...
No, hold on. You're not going anywhere. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
We're going to redo this. One, you do skate videos, right?
Yeah.
Two.
I used to. I don't really do it anymore. I can still do them though.
Two. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Two. Why the fuck haven't you hit me up for a beat for it?
Because I haven't been doing skate edits this year, to be honest. Apart from fucking.
Okay. You
kind
of got yourself out of the hole. I was about to be offended. So I just want to do a beat for it. If it comes back, I reserve a spot to do a beat.
No, I go I want to do short films and shit like that. I go I'll talk about it off camera because I don't want to give away. I don't want to give away all that shit on camera, but I want to talk about you for ideas. I want to talk about Jamie for ideas, and I want to talk about Cax One for ideas and shit.
Cax listens, tell them, man.
Yeah. Shit.
Alright, you're good. I'm back.
Oh, Jamie, grab some chips, man. They're gone.
Alright, one more time. One more time. Yo, shout out to Cax One.
Big ups.
Shout out to Cax One. Don't know Cax One for a while, so, but...
Wait, really? Speaking to the microphone so they hear you, bro.
Shout out to Cax One.
For real. As he just punches all them chips down. Oi.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jack ate fucking pretty much all of them.
Yeah. That's why I saw that motherfucker nearly making a mess and shit.
He owes me $6.
Shit. Oi, but Jamie, run us through it. What's next for Jamie Taylor?
Well, okay. So, I wrote a song recently, Grown Man Shit, it's on the album, we were just talking about it. I want to buy a house, so I got to grind it out, lease it, then I buy another one.
Dang.
That's what I'm going to do at the end of the day, really. Hopefully I can make enough money, save enough cash to go and do that. Of course, there's more music on the way. There's always going to be more music. I'm in a comfortable position with money, so that's a good place to be.
It's a great start.
Yeah, it's a great start. I know everything that I want out of life right now, and unless I don't have it, I've got it.
Gang.
So, what don't I have? It's a debut LP. An LP, not an EP.
What's the difference?
Good question.
Or an extended play, an EP, is a short set of tracks. So 6. Whereas an LP...
It falls under 20 minutes of running time.
Under 20 minutes of running time?
Yeah, there's a couple different things that it can fall under, but what qualifies it to be an extended play, last time I checked, was under 20 minutes of running time.
Oh shit. I'm fucked then. Because The Long Way went for 22 minutes. So that definitely couldn't be it. 22 minutes, 20 minutes running time, under 20 minutes running time. Well,
wait, you do the 10% rule. There's some leeway there.
Some leeway there.
There's some leeway there.
Yeah, there's some shit talking at the end of the song, so there's not really
It'd be 20 minutes of music.
You trim it down, it's about 20 minutes, surely.
That's running time, bruh. That's running time. Doesn't matter if you're talking shit at the end of the song.
Hey, I'm trying
Shout
to
out Joe and Joe.
Learning
Dopest engineer in the game.
Learning shit every day. Nah, man, I've listened to EPs that have gone for longer than fucking 20 minutes. So if that's the rule, then people are just changing it.
It's always getting updated.
Big facts.
Though.
Yeah, I'm changing the game, all right? 22
6.
minutes now. That's the fucking real shit. But yeah, when I finally drop an LP, something that goes for, you know.
Wait, so real
22
quick,
minutes,
what's the
25.
definition of LP?
It's a long play. it's extended play and then there's a long play. So yeah, that's the difference.
Anything above 20 minutes.
No, shut the fuck up.
Anything
Don't
above
listen to this
22 minutes.
motherfucker. Yeah, so anything that, like, I put it in terms of how many tracks are on there. Like, so if we've got, you know, 4 to 7, that's an EP. But if we've got 7 to however many, maybe 8 to however many, that's classified to me as an album. Like, yeah. Because, I mean, we've got, you know, what Kanye did last year and brought out, you know, there was Push's album and then his album and then his album with Cudi and then Tiana's album and Nas. It was Nas' worst ever album. Sorry, Nas, I love you, but...
That's who you buddied up with.
Just real quick. Nas is the worst beat picker of all time.
Yeah, nah, real quick.
That's common knowledge.
Illmatic is the only exception of flawless beats, and that was purely because it was executively produced by Large Professor. Everything else is pretty shit. Like, you might get 1 or 2, maybe 3 gems off each album, but for the rest of it, it's just fucked.
Lies. Stillmatic was dope. Lies.
I hate track masters. Fuck track masters.
Nick and Marty, I've been sipping.
This is Nick and I have been sipping. You didn't hold his tongue last time either.
Just real quick, I've googled extended play. Extended play usually has about 10 to 25 minutes of music. Singles have less.
Made it.
I made it.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much all you need to know.
I made it.
Shout
I
out to
made it.
Google.
Shout out to Google. The all conquering spirit of the world.
So what? The LP's next on the cards.
LP's next on the cards, and that's gonna be quite a while. So of course I'm gonna drop tracks in between that and stuff like that. But yeah.
What
the
other
LP will
exciting
be
stuff
next.
do they have to look forward to?
Oh, I've got lots and lots of exciting things to look forward to at the end of the day. You know, whatever life can bring my way.
True.
What is life going to throw at me? I've got, you know, 2 years being sober to look forward to, 3 years being sober, 4 years. I've got waking up every morning to shut the fuck up in
Yeah,
the
Bad
back.
Jack, be quiet.
I've got, you know, watching my daughter learn and grow to look forward to every single day. Like, I've got all these things to be blessed for and, you know, to count my fucking blessings for. Absolutely. And that's going to be one of those things that really gets my heart pumping is, you know, seeing the first day that she goes to school or,
Bro,
you know, and seeing it with a clear head, being present for those moments. It's
which
gonna
is
be
such an important thing. Oi, one more round of applause for a man that's made 15 months sober. Like, that shit ain't even a joke. Like, that's fucking... Big congratulations to you, bro. And
That ain't
always
no
know,
joke.
the fucking... Whatever happens in your journey, I'm always going to be celebrating your wins. But that brings us to that time. You're a man we've learned a lot from. And you're a man that's made a lot of mistakes. So it'd be interesting to hear. But, like, what's the one thing that you wish you were told as a youth?
It's not what I wish I was told as a youth. But if I could go back and ask myself a question, I would ask myself this. What are people going to say about you when you're dead? What are they going to say about you at your funeral after you're gone? What's it going to be? Are they going to say that you were a gentle person, a nice person? Are they going to say that you achieved everything that you wanted to achieve? Are they going to say that you were... Of course, they're not going to say you were a fucking horrible person.
They might.
could.
I know dead motherfuckers that they be saying that shit about.
Hey, so do I. I've been there for that. It's like, oh yeah, he was good, but he was a fuckhead. But what do you want people to say about you when you're dead? When you're gone? What's your legacy gonna be? At the end of the day, at the start and end of the day, what's gonna be a thing? What are people gonna remember you by? And it's so important at the end of the day. You know, it really is what we leave behind. What are we living here for? And what do we leave behind when we go? How does that affect people?
Mm-hmm. Do you want it to affect them positively or negatively?
Were you kind enough to the person that you should have been kind to? Were you, did you do right by the people that you needed to do right by? If you made mistakes, did you right those wrongs before you went? What do you want people to say about you when you're dead? It's it's kind of morbid. Sorry, but
it's the truth. And I think if more people thought about that, the outcomes that certain people make would be completely different.
yeah,
Like the decisions people would make, the consequences people would face.
yeah,
It'd be a whole lot more simpler. Life would be smoother. But instead, people just get caught up in the now,
yeah,
and don't even think about what could be or what should be or what I would prefer.
yeah. Really, at the end of the day, they don't, right? And like that's just me and where I'm coming from as a person. One more thing, shout out Boom, because Boom was supposed to do my hair, and he didn't, obviously, because I just didn't have time to get it fucking done. And that's not even a slight on him because he does house calls. Yeah, shout out to Boom. If you need a haircut, you go and see this man. All right, you make sure you go see this man. But yeah,
Big ups.
quickly, because I know we're gonna.
Can we get him over right now? I actually wouldn't mind a fade.
Text him. He would have just finished at the shop.
You
would've
want
done
to get one too?
Nah, I'm getting mine cut Monday.
True.
I should do it. No, I have to get that shit waited on. But
Nick and Madia.
Nick and Widener. He's flexed into my different kind of genius a couple
You got
times
a presence.
today.
Sorry,
I
man.
love it. I know, it just happened. He's like, real quick though. Nah, he's good.
It's like you're on some deep shit, but can I get a haircut?
Hey, you brought it up.
Hey,
You did.
I did bring it up.
If you don't ask,
And
you won't receive.
if I didn't want Andy here, I would have told him to fuck off. So, like, that's truth. That's facts. Straight up. But that's all good. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, like I said, we're here for a certain specific amount of time. And it's what you do with that time that really counts.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with your time? What are people going to say about you when you're gone?
It's
That's
real. It's real.
That's about as fucking real as it gets. You know what I'm saying? And we need a little bit of that dose of reality sometimes. I like to be the person that brings that dose of reality.
We need more people to be bringing that dose of reality.
We do, but at the same time,
The right people.
if we heard it all the time, it wouldn't resonate with us very well. The people that do talk bullshit have a place in this world too, bro. They're always going to.
Now the people that are talking real slowly find their place. It'd be
Absolutely.
interesting to see what happened if roles were to reverse.
Yeah,
Would life get a little bit more peaceful?
maybe.
Don't
Yo,
know.
just before we actually quickly wrap it up, and I'm going to leave this as a final note. There's a couple rappers that I forgot to mention before that
Like
went
who?
on that list that are a part of the Geelong scene that have been for a fucking long time. That's Fatty Few for one.
What's up, Sean?
What up, Sean? There's Spittin' Mac for another couple.
Mm-hmm.
Dope MCs. There's my boy High Beam who's been fucking doing his thing for a fucking very, very long time. He's got bars. He's vicious with bars. He's got a whole lot of fucking vicious bars. And once that man gets his game right, it's going to be a fucking game changer.
Mm.
It's always going to be crazy. Absolutely. Then we got Jam, we got Conscience. These are the boys that
Conscience.
Conscience. Shout
Shout
out
out.
to fucking Brad.
We see you.
We see you.
We see you.
I always saw you. Get back here and start fucking making some music with me, boy. I love that motherfucker.
Or keep doing your grind in Queensland because that's probably what's best for you
Yeah,
right
true.
now.
Absolutely. Like I said, Jam's one of the dopest artists that's ever came from here. So he needs to get back on his bandwagon too and start doing some shit. and I'm here to make beats for everyone. All right. If you haven't listened to my EP yet, make sure you go and listen to the motherfucking EP.
Tell them one more time. What's it called?
It's called The Long Way. You can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, all that good shit. Shit, if you're a broke motherfucker and you just want to listen to it for free, it's on YouTube. I just go and look that shit up.
Go and look that shit up.
That shit.
And more importantly, if you're someone that wants your beats, where they go to find them? How do I get in contact with you about a beat?
Bro, just hit the Instagram, right, and just tell me.
What is it? Spell it out for those listening.
At JVMEETVYLOR. So it's like my name with V's instead of A's. Because I'm like lit and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Gang, gang.
We're in the motherfucking future and shit. It's 2019 and shit. You don't have V's where your A's should be. You ain't cool.
What do you know? What do you know? But Jamie Taylor, thank you so much for blessing us all.
Oh, man.
Congratulations once again on 15 months.
No, you're right, bro. See, the pleasure has been all mine. And look, I'm so happy to see this show grow into what it's been and what it will continue to be. And all the music that we got in the future.
Yeah, this man knows a little bit too much. He better be.
I know a little bit too much, so. But you got some big shit coming. So stay tuned, stay aware, stay humble, stay blessed, stay lovely, stay peaceful.
On God. Listen to that man. But that's different kind of genius. That's the end of episode 12. We made that shit. From them right here. Jamie Taylor keeps us all sorted.
Oh, man,
stay safe. Peace out. One love. Liam, you know what to do.
Such a lot production.
Jack, you know what to do. Andy, if you got some foolish shit to say, come and say it now before everything gets cut.
I love you, Jack.
Fuck.